Hey, hi, hello, good afternoon. Hope your weekend has been going well for you so far. For me, it was... I'm not sure what else to say, because it was another relaxing weekend. Interestingly enough, I'm actually going to be going on like a big trip in like a few weeks, so things will get a bit more interesting in a bit, and hey, maybe it'll give me some more things to talk about. Hope your weekend has been going pretty well for you. Unlike our pro tags here, this game called Gatekeeper. It's developed by Gravity Lagoon, published by Hype Train Digital. I think the best way I could describe this game is, what if you took like a twin stick shooter style game and kind of melded it with some mechanics a la Risk of Rain. This is what it feels like this game was going for, and I did a couple runs beforehand, as you can see with my 52% database completion. I played a little bit of it, so when I'm getting here, I'm gonna show you what I can do. Interesting enough, right? This game is in early access, but you can do multiplayer games. Like so that's pretty cool. We're gonna stick with private. Just gonna go solo for now, and see they have 7 characters. I only have 3 of them available for now, but check them out. I also have an arena mode and a normal mode, and a difficulty mode, which interestingly enough goes by percentages. I have to assume this is like damage, health scaling, what have you. You can go for 100 to 200 or go down to 80. My previous clears were on 80, so let's see what can I do with 100. So it's funny how they call this. Oh, I'm covering it, but yeah, you can see they call the start the run button landing. It's like you're landing in on your first stage, right? So let's do that. Counting down, make your final preparations. Oh yeah, early access, they have position reset as well. So yeah, you can see here, you have a big field, and you can run around and pick up items. They give you various buffs, and each area you land in, you have an objective to do, right? So like this one they have, kill them all. A suspicious number, nice. And each character also has like a variety of abilities. I think most of them have 4. One of them's like the primary ability. Think of it like the basic attack, and then several others. 2 of them seem to be like related to offense, and another one is a mobility kind of thing. Like the character I'm playing as has a dash. Yeah, the loop of this game is you run around the area, pick up items, and then try to complete the objective that they've assigned to you for this particular zone. Definitely see the twin stick influences though, especially with this character whose skill set is largely range. Oh yeah, you also have leveling, so after leveling up you can pick an upgrade. Every now and then it's just like a basic stat upgrade, so right now you can choose things like increased health, movement speed, damage, fire rate, ability cooldown, things like that. Most of the items you can pick up so far tend to be fairly straightforward. It's like just like ability increases sometimes under certain conditions. There are some that kind of go out of their way to provide more esoteric effects, but for the most part they're not too bad. Also, a nice thing about this objective is that once you're down to a certain number, you kind of highlight who's left on the map so you can go hunt them down. Yeah, once you complete the objective, you can activate the quorum, which lets you go on to the next stage. And off we go. Good evening! Good evening to you, Molecular Shadowfox. Good to see you as always. How are you doing tonight? We are stage 2, Behemoth's Crest. So now you can see here our objective has changed. We activate the Cell of the Ancients. If I remember correctly, this one is you have to go to the point and then activate it, and then you have to hunt it down. Oh wait, no. Oh no, silly me! I passed it by. It was the giant structure. Thankfully, there's the icon there to kind of let you zero in on it and just complete it. Yeah, so this one you gotta find keys by defeating enemies, and then you have to go over to the monoliths and then use the keys to activate them. Pretty good, thanks. Taking it easy. You? Same here. I have also been taking it easy. Yeah, my weekends have been pretty chill for now, but I am planning on taking a trip at the end of the month, so things are gonna pick up soon. But for now, I'm just gonna relax and vibe and kind of, you know, get myself ready for it. It'll be meeting some friends. I enjoy the meetings, so it'll be an overall nice time. Some you time, indeed. It's always important to have some time to yourself. It's a thing I've learned while I was growing up, because, I don't know, when I was a kid, my parents always kind of just, like, ground it into my head. No, you always gotta, you know, put others ahead of yourself, right? Don't be selfish, you little brat. Unfortunately, that has its adverse effects, right? Where you'll kind of do things at the detriment of yourself, even to, like, an extreme degree. But as I've grown up, I've learned to realize that, hey, maybe it's okay to stand up for yourself, right? It's okay to kind of do things for you, and you're not a bad person for that, right? By default, you're not a bad person for just looking out for yourself. I need to find another key. Also, I need to wander around this map and pick up the other upgrades. I should probably do that. I could complete this stage, but let me wander around this map, get the items. You can see things are ramping up with the enemies too. First stage only had little munchkins that were charging at us, and now the later stages have this sniper, or scarily accurate. Okay, let's go activate this and then get out of here. It's a beautiful day. Go outside now. Why? Because I said so. I hate it. I hate that. I mean, there might be some merit to it, but on the other hand, if you know, kids like not being a bother or doing something handy, then what's the issue? Some people just need to realize that, hey, people are different, right? They take different joy out of different things and might interest themselves in different ways, and no one way is worse than others. Skill cooldown. Okay, this is a kill every last one of them maps, so we're good there. Ah, here we go. This is one of the more interesting things, so can kind of pick up a partner that will give you a benefit in one way, so I get one chance of a revival or a chance to release a wave of energy. So it's like a choice between offense and defense. Let's go with the offense. I do like how time just like really slows down when you gotta go into the sub menu. I'd assume this is like a solo only benefit. If you're in multiplayer, then well, you better get real good at choosing in real time, because time ain't gonna wait for neither time nor the enemies nor the other players are going to wait for you while you spend 10 seconds trying to agonize over which stat bonus to get. I do enjoy that too, when a game adds a couple extra conceits that they can do because, you know, you're running solo, so why not give them a little extra benefit. So I need to... Oh, here we go, yeah. Every, I want to say, like, 5 levels you can pick an upgrade to your skills, which will make them a little bit better. I think I'll go with Whisper. Because this particular build I want to go for here has a pretty fun synergy with one of the other skills you might have noticed. Right, guaranteed to cause burning. You saw there was that other ability for the other skill that increases its damage when it hits burning enemies, so just gotta wait a few more levels for it to actually pop off. Are you gonna be checking out that action RPG game, Black Myth Wukong? I did see that, and I am pretty interested in it, right? Like, Journey to the West feels like the sort of perfect backdrop to have a Souls-like style game going for it. And it seems like the reviews are pretty favorable for it too, so yeah. It does look interesting, I agree with that. I believe it's going to be on Game Pass. Or if it's not on Game Pass, it'll probably get on there at some point. So I remember correctly, there was like another game that also got in there. That was like a Souls-like. Different company, I believe, but you know, Game Pass is usually no stranger to getting games like games of that ilk. Speaking of Game Pass, I did have another bit of a little rush this week because I did mention on Twitter, but I saw like Shadow Warrior 3 was going to be leaving Game Pass. Was it like 2 days ago? So I downloaded it and just like played through it. And the one time I was glad that the game was short, right? The how long to beat said it would take 6 hours, and yeah. It took me 6 hours to get through the campaign, and I will say that I'm glad I played on Game Pass because I'm not quite sure if I would, you know, buy it retail. I mean, I get it, right? Playtime shouldn't be like the be-all, end-all for whether you buy a game or not, but... And the game did have some, you know, extra modes to go with it, right? It's not just a campaign. You can also do, like, New Game Plus and Survival and all that, but... Gameplay is solid. I'll say that. I'm glad I played it, but... Also glad that, I played it on Game Pass. Oh yeah, every 3 stages you also face off against a boss. It seems like the bosses are fixed, so, like, you know, your first boss is always going to be Prince, and then the second boss will always be a particular enemy, and so on and so forth. Got an advert for it when I came on Steam. Ah, okay. Yeah, it would be one of those games they would probably push a lot, huh? Gotta have that replayability if you're shelling out for a game. That is true. Or at least, you know, a bit of a length to it. Or, well, for me, it can either be something that lasts a long time or something that provides, like, a fantastic experience. Right? Like, I'm fine with the game perhaps being a bit pricier and a bit short if, you know, it's a fantastic ride the whole way through. You know. But, yeah. For someone, but I know I'm a unique case because I do buy a lot of games. For someone who might not buy as many games, I can understand length and the, you know, volume of content being a more important metric. It's actually pretty funny because I was reading about some stuff about the Outer Worlds not too long ago. And them bringing up, oh yeah, this is kind of short for an RPG at like 20, 30 hours. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, they got a point. But it is funny when someone refers to 20 to 30 hours as short. I feel like a good number of people would consider that a decent length. And you know, it was a great time the whole way through. Okay, so here's the other objective type they have so far on the map. Activate the totem. This is basically the King of the Hills style of map here. You gotta stay in the zone and charge this totem up to 100%. And like every 20%, I believe, it'll add in like another condition that you got. Oh, no, a 25, I guess. Okay, every 25% charge, they'll add in something else you gotta deal with. So yeah, now you gotta deal with a fiery impulse from the planet's orbit. It's just like death from above. It's hitting us with a hammer of dawn here. Actually, the hammer of dawn was like more of a sustained beam. This is just a straight up singular strike. Oh, now the totem spawns a reinforced horde, so now we just gotta deal with more enemies. Thankfully, shoot fella here, pretty good at keeping them at bay. Sure, there are longer games, but sometimes they feel like such a slog to get through. Oh yeah. The ones that kind of artificially inflate their playtime by just, you know, increasing the volume of stuff and not necessarily, like, you know, making it more fun or interesting or anything. It's just more to do. And, you know, for some that might not, for some that might be enough, but for others, you can perhaps understand why they tire of it so quickly. Well, there we go. I got it. Not a moment too soon, either. Oh, I just realized I have 4 evolutions. Ah, here we go. Increased damage to burning enemies. Alright, now we can pop off. Also, I should probably explore the rest of this map and get the items that I didn't pick up. Yeah, I'd say on the extreme end of, like, you know, perhaps maybe too much to do. And I know people have levied no lack of complaints against them. Ubisoft games. I could see the point. I could see the point they have, cause yeah, especially with their you know, their Assassin's Creed RPG series, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. A lot of people are not a fan of you know, just like the amount of icons that kind of gets tossed onto the map, right? Feels like maybe perhaps a bit too much. I have to admit, I have not started those games either for that reason. I feel like I'd just be too overwhelmed, and the decision paralysis would hit too hard, and I'd be like, I'm just gonna put it down, promise to come back, and then not actually come back to it. Probably why people were celebrating that Assassin's Creed at least made an attempt to return to, like, the OG formula with the game that followed Valhalla. I forget what its name is at the moment, but I think people were more receptive to that. How many hours have I been at Project Cars now? You know what? That's a good point. I have to admit, the original, I had a plan, I had an idea that maybe if I got to year 3 and things perhaps have not changed too much, and they really haven't. Maybe I just like maybe set that by the wayside, you know, put that aside and check out something else, because yeah. 3 months. We think we've been at that one for almost 3 months now, and yeah, I enjoy the car races, but yeah. Definitely just, you know, go in, do qualifier, do race, win or not, and then move on. I mean, hey, for what it is, it works pretty well, because, you know, Project Cars is all about letting you drive the cars in the tracks, and to that end, it's a fantastic product, but yeah. The career is really just like an excuse to kind of give a structure, right? If you're not the type of person who wants to, or who perhaps has difficulty, you know, thinking up of events and stuff, you got the career mode that serves it up to you in a way. Oh, and we're in ad mode. Alright. Ooh, guess I'll get that one. Okay, so here's the other thing they have so far, the Forge. It reminds me a lot of like the, you know, scrap and scrap recycler from Risk of Rain, except this one is a bit more kind of direct, where, you know, you can choose which items you want to scrap, and they'll give you like materials, and once you hit like certain material thresholds, you can go ahead and forge the item that they'll let you forge here. This one might actually be pretty useful, so. Nice thing is that also you don't, like, you know, melt your entire stack. And this one, the item is cheap enough that, you know, most items are like a one-to-one kind of trade, which is pretty cool. And we're back from Adland. Hope you got some good ads. Okay. Yeah, I was reading that Project Cars 2's campaign was actually like a bit improved from that. You know, maybe if we ever get around to Project Cars 2, I might do that. It's actually funny. My original plan for Project Cars was to maybe get one of those like giant accolades, and then, you know, call it good there. But I think the earliest one I could get was like what is it? Complete like a tier 8 championship by year 10. And, you know, you consider it took us 3 months to get to year 3. Yeah. That's probably something I'll go for on my own time. Yeah. Yeah, the good look at Project Cars. I'll probably get to like year 3 of that, and then call it good, right? Again, great game. I enjoy it. Definitely does what it sets out to do with aplomb. But oh, I mean, that's what it's about. Luckily, falling off an edge really doesn't incur any penalties. You just, you know, might respawn in an unfavorable position, but that's probably the extent of it. Splitting. I need to move before those fireballs really... I should not have activated that thing then. I probably should have kind of juked around the fireballs and then activated it. Thankfully, as long as you keep moving, those things won't get you. It's when you stand still when they start becoming a bit more harrowing. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown could be a replacement for Project Cars. It's due 12th of September. You know, that's a good point. I was checking out some videos, and I know about like Test Drive Unlimited kind of being like the open world-ish style racer. So yeah, I might give that a go. 12th of September is also pretty soon. We'll see how the reviews pan out. I don't know if I'll pick that up right away. You know, if everyone comes out and says, "Yo, this is a pretty good start," I might give it a go. You know, another game that I realized that maybe I want to take another revisit is actually Lego 2K Drive. Because remember the map there, the way it was designed, they were definitely going to add like a 4th region, like sometime down the line. And you know, I read up on it, and it looks like they did add a 4th region, so maybe we'll come back to it after a year and just like go through all the events there and call it good. Also, I have to charge a totem, so I need to go to that. I've just been kind of running around picking up items without a care in the world. I'm like, yeah, this is fun. There it is, that's a totem, but there's one more item I need to pick up. Just make our way over here. Ooh, 3rd skill gains an additional charge of use. I feel like extra mobility in that regard tends to be pretty useful. Oh. Man, these things can be scary sometimes. Okay, let's get over here and activate this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna survive, to be honest. That said, this character does have an ability where if they die the first time, they'll come back up. And they'll actually get like a 50% damage boost, so you have like one extra chance to kind of get a little further, and you actually get a little extra boost to help you along that way, which is pretty neat. No doubt it will be another 50 or 60 pound game. No doubt, indeed. Oh, and there it is. That's okay, we get the 1 revive. I'd say the character is like beginner friendly for this reason, right? In addition to being a ranged character, so a lot easier to kind of stay out of harm's way. You also get like 1 innate revive, which lets you get a little further in a run. Seriously, is the fireballs? This must be a thing they added like in some post-launch event, because. Or maybe this is like a side effect of going for like 100% difficulty rather than 80%, that later regions will add like just additional things that will happen. Oh yeah, Rampart. You can think of that like as an elite enemy in other games. They're hardier, a bit more fearsome, a bit more powerful, trickier attacks. Gotta be extra careful around them. By Jove, we managed to take them all out. Oh, it's a boss. Okay. Oh, that's fine. You know what? I'll take that. Just dash off the edge, and then the game decides to respawn me on the other side? Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take increased explosion radius. More things I can affect with the disc. The disc, yeah. So now we're fighting against Quantum. Very serene looking fella if they weren't trying to kill us. Pride's like, I've had enough with these folks interrupting my peace. I will now take them out so I can return to my peace. Huh. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I don't know. That enemy gave me a lot of trouble beforehand. I wonder if it's because of like pattern recognition or something. It's almost like an advanced version of Dalsim's Yoga Fire. Yeah, it's like the super he has in 5, where he just throws out a giant fireball that travels at an arc, and you gotta make sure you don't catch yourself, because it'll hit you a lot and you'll leave yourself open to comboing. I need to take all the skill cooldown I can get so that I can pop off my fireball and ricochet disc more. Now, Purgatory 17, Bridge of the Damned. So the backstory is that you're traveling between different planets because, you know, big important MacGuffin has been stolen and you gotta go seek them back. Okay, I need to go take some folks out there, or else they will take me out. To see here, now we're facing off against like crawling skeletons and wandering poison cauldrons. Definitely fits the theme of the area, at least. Yeah, we'll get that one. Oh, here's a fun one. So this is the curse. You know, it's the standard sort of like negative item that you see in roguelites like these. Sometimes they provide you with a benefit, and other times they also kind of, you know, put a stipulation to it that you'll have to work around. Like the one that was a stat, I could have picked a thing that, you know, doubles damage for both me and the enemy, so kind of turns this entire game into like rocket tag. And then the one I picked, which is just, you know, leaves a damaging field, or has a chance for enemies to leave a damaging field, and it affects everyone. Just guess kind of the thing. Because sure, it leaves me with less space to move around, but also I might catch them in it and do a little extra damage, which is pretty cool, right? Okay, one more fella. Oh wait. Oh, I see. You're a hit and run kind of person. Okay. Okay. We're good. Let's go back to the forge. Can they craft here again? Oh, it's the wave one. Okay. I don't know if there's anything here that I don't want, though. Not to mention I had to, like, melt 40 points worth of stuff for just, like, one of those. I think I'll just keep with what I got. That running cauldron won't look out of place in Hal's moving castle. Was there a Ghibli film that ever kind of, you know, had some sort of like, you know, underworldian aesthetic to it? Second skill gains extra charge, yeah. Nice thing about this game is that they do have items that allow you to increase kind of like stocks for all of your sub abilities, so you do have items that will let you increase the amount of charges that increase all of your second, third, and fourth abilities, which is pretty cool. Not that I can remember. Okay. I know Ghibli films are like tend to have a, you know, the sort of a fantastical look to them. So it wouldn't have been too out of place if, you know, one of them maybe dealt with a bit more of underworldian, or had an underworldian aesthetic to it. Oh, right, I need to charge a totem. I mean, having another revive would probably be helpful, but I feel like I I'm not going to be able to activate it with infinity enemies kind of bearing down on me. To take care of this first. At least I don't have to deal with fireballs just like homing in on my base like I did in that other area. Good lord. That was a lot to manage. Instead, I have to deal with explodey skulls occasionally appearing to come run to me and explode. Which, admittedly, at least I can take those explodey skulls out. Oh boy. The area denial is starting to kind of work against me here. Sometimes it's okay to leave the area if you need a little breathing room, although I think the charge percentage does go down, so you gotta be mindful of that. Alright, let's pick some stat bonuses real quick. Alright, cooldown, more cooldown. Yeah, elemental damage bonus, yes. Okay, here we go. Ow. Everyone within the area takes 30% more damage. It's all the more... Well, I was going to say all the more important that I don't get hit, and then I get hit. Well, anyways, that has been a run. Why don't we go back real quick, because... one of the things I like about this game is the way it handles unlocks, so... As you can see here, they have item sets, and the way you can unlock item sets is, you complete certain conditions, like, say, use only a second skill during the fight with Siren, or collect more than 20 of the same artifact, and then that set will be unlocked, but they don't get automatically added to the pool. Wait, you get this currency here that you can use to spend, and then you will get that into a future run, and, that might sound annoying at first, but I think this might actually work better because, one of the things about roguelites that add more items to the pool is that, well, sometimes the items are not quite to your liking, right? But you gotta either they automatically get added and kind of dilute the pool, or you have to unlock them in order to kind of go further down the track and 100% the game, or get the item that really, really helps you on your run. So I kind of like the way this game does it, where if there's an item that maybe you're not too keen on, you can just kind of leave it, right? And just unlock all the other stuff that you think will actually help you. I'll probably unlock all this stuff, but, if you want to super optimize a run or something like that, this is a pretty good way of doing things. Anyways, let's get back in here, and I was about to show off another character. Nidum. This is more of a melee-focused fella, right? You have the claws weapon, and they do get a projectile, but the other stuff is close range and what have you. And, this one is all about just getting in there and beating everyone up, because as long as you're kind of getting in there and defeating enemies, you will keep your damage high. Okay, let's land. Let's get in here. Could do with a breezel or floatzel with all that heat and fire. any water type or ice type. I'll probably want an ice type though, because it's a lot of lava. And they're weak to fire, so yeah, maybe better to just go for a water type. So I feel like this guy really wants skill cooldown. right? Because the passive that like increases the damage for 5 seconds can really pop off if you know, you can use them more often. I do like the way the game words the objective of kill them is just kill them all. It sounds so ominous, right? That's like the kind of thing a bad guy would say. Kill them all. You know, it's like the voice in your head, right? Just kill them all. Wouldn't it be funny if that would be the plot twist? You're not actually the good guys, you're actually the bad guys. And collecting the heart of the universe is there as part of the nefarious scheme to take it over and remake it in the image of, you know, the folks you're working for, if you're working for folks. Guy who could really use skill cooldown, but I'm not getting any skill cooldown. Granted, it's only level 2, so plenty of time to get skill cooldown. So in news like related to like weirdly flavored things, I was reading that Dunkin' Donuts was going to be releasing an alcoholic pumpkin spice latte. Which I guess is appropriate because we're coming in on fall, and I feel like pumpkin spice equals fall has kind of become a, you know, bit of a trend. But still kind of find it funny. We have a pumpkin spice brew coming out soon. That being said, you know, I'm guessing how much you would be into that is dependent on how much you like Dunkin' Donuts. Personally, I'm like okay with it. I know they're not like the best thing in the world, but if you need like a breakfast and you're looking for like a sweet pastry, they're all right. Definitely want to be seeking out like local donut shops though, because they probably have better donuts. But as far as Dunkin' goes, you could do worse. Gotta admit, I also like Krispy Kreme. Fortunately, I don't see them around as much as Dunkin', but you know, if someone were to get like a box of Krispy Kreme donuts, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take a few of those. They're good. If I remember correctly, they put out an Xbox donut, right? And a Forza donut. Not in the US, unfortunately, but it's still kind of funny. Only been there a few times, and that was when I was in New York. Ah, okay. We get Krispy Kreme here in supermarkets. Oh, man. Pretty prominent, huh? I don't think I've seen any, like, Krispy Kreme products in supermarkets, sadly. Yeah, most of my grocery stores around me do, like store brand donuts. They do a pretty decent job at donuts, too. Hey, I enjoy them. Sometimes if I'm feeling like donuts and I don't feel like, you know, seeking out like a donut shop around me, I'll just grab a box from the grocery store. They tend to be pretty affordable. Especially when it's like the end of the day and they have to, you know, price all of the bakery products to go. That's it's a bit of a thing I look out for. Unless I should be using my skills more often. Ooh, everyone in the area takes 30% more damage. So as long as I hit him first, we should be good. A nice bear claw or something. Personally enjoy a jam-filled donut or a jelly-filled donut. Both of them are good. Hey, and we did it. Alright. Also, I have 2 evolutions. Oh, here we go. Skill cooldown and another one. Yup. Don't even need to think. If I see skill cooldown, I will pick it up without hesitation. I wonder if I should get attack speed as well. I feel like a greater attack speed would really help, especially since, you know, this guy is a close range fighter, and you know, having an increased attack speed would allow him to defeat enemies faster. Vanilla slice or long donut with the cream and raspberry jam. There's a donut place around me that does the long donuts with chocolate icing and cream filling. It's like a mega eclair, and it's real good. I enjoy it. I also like how each of the characters has a different intro. Like, the first person I had just teleports in, this guy just, like, meteors his way into the stage. I gotta get bayonet, I think. Allows me to kill them faster the weaker they get. Okay, this is Cell of the Ancients, but we're gonna poke around and see what we can pick up here. Ooh. Let's get Fuse. Moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. I mean, I'm just that's why I do walks and stuff, right? Try to mitigate the effects of those kinds of foods. Probably something you have to be mindful of as you get older, though. You know, your metabolism slows down and all that. You know, I had a friend who was like super skinny. It was like no matter how much they ate, they would always stay like pretty thin, and I think some of us were like pretty jelly of that. Could you imagine that? Like they can eat whatever they wish, and they still, you know, it doesn't look like they will put on weight. On the other hand, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of, right? Be proud of your body. Right, if it's something like you can't help, and don't worry about it so much. Perhaps unfortunate that society is so you know, fixated on certain body types to the detriment of everyone else. Especially since, you know, some people might not be feasible to kind of sort of you know, hit that look. Get this one. Make it bigger. I should probably be activating these monoliths. Alright, one more, but I need a key. These sniper enemies are a bit annoying because they do make you circle strafe to kind of avoid their attacks. Do I have a key yet? Press F to obliterate your opposition. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Let me get over here. All right. Uh-oh. Boss. I forgot. I forgot about the boss. Oh man, I gotta close in on this fella to take him out. I wonder if this guy could really use with like a bit of HP recovery as well. Considering, you know, a good number of these enemies have attack stat could really mess you up at close range, and this guy kind of needs to be at close range to be any degree of effective. Ah, nuts. Unfortunately, he has no self-revive, so that's it. We're done. We can go take a shot at another character here. Pandora. Concentrated light projectiles, straight line impulse. It's like a railgun. Healing dash. Creates an area at the destination point inside which the health of the gatekeepers is stored at 8% per second. Huh. So like a bit of a support character, but still viable solo. Area around the unit radius of, slows down everyone. 400% damage per second to all targets. I have to assume that means enemies, unless they're passive. Primary attack projectiles have a 25% chance to bounce to a random enemy. Okay. It's got a bit like a multi-kill potential. Also, welcome back from Adland. It's not fair, is it? Yeah, just eating what you want and stay slim. It does feel like some people win more at the genetic lottery than others. I'm no stranger to that way back when I was like 330 pounds. As long as you're kind of working towards self-improvement, that's what matters. You know, whatever works for you too, right? Set your own goals. Don't let society dictate those goals for you. I have to half kill myself at the gym to keep myself right. Yeah, especially when you get older. Ah, so that's how that works. Also, I didn't realize that the ability was like a short-range thing. I thought it would be like a screen-wide railgun, but it's not. Okay, so kind of lays down the area like where you're aiming at. So this might actually be like the kind of game that might play better like mouse and keyboard, which is what I'm using right now, I guess. Although I guess that's apparent because of all the commands to have like the keyboard things on them and not button symbols, right? So I wonder if this character is one I should perhaps maybe focus on the basic attack some more, considering, you know, their passive improves the basic attack a little bit. It does feel like each character does have several routes they can perhaps pick to sort of focus on, which is pretty neat. Those rope thingies are pretty fun to do, that where you have two ropes and you go up and down with them, making a wave pattern. I forget what they're called. Huh. That does sound interesting. Something that kind of lets you fall into a rhythm to get your reps in. That's pretty neat. Battle ropes. Huh. Interesting name for them. It's always so funny to kind of, when you stumble across a thing with an interesting name and then you learn about its backstory, and it's like, oh, is that why you call it that? It's like how this is probably a story that everyone's heard of, but computer bugs are called computer bugs because the original computer bug was an actual bug. It was a moth that flew into a computer and caused problems for it. And that is why we call weird anomalies in the system now bugs. If I remember correctly, that story... that particular thing was like, a question on a game show, if I remember correctly. It was like $1 million question, too, if I remember. Just every like computer nerd around the world was like, "It's a moth! Please pick moth! Please pick moth!" Or maybe they were going, "It should have been me, not them! I should have been in the hot seat. I would have gotten $1 million." That's how it be. That's one of those facts that you hear at dinner parties. That's basically my entire shtick. I am the type of person who will just spout off facts about the thing, whatever thing we're talking about. I think I was having like a conversation with my friends last night, and I forget what came up. It was like the topic of a game or something like that, but I just randomly mentioned that the game like ran into like a few issues at the launch, and everyone was like, "Huh, interesting." Yeah, maybe not something that's like absolutely ground shaking, but something to, I guess the reason why I say something like that is just to go, yeah, you know, I'm aware of this topic. I know something about it. I can say something meaningful in this conversation, even if it might not sound like it. Yeah, you can contribute. Yeah, exactly. At least let the others know that, hey, I'm paying attention. I keep forgetting that ability is close range, and I need to kind of march up to a crowd before I actually use it. Like right there. Granted, it was only like one more enemy, but you know, it's more damage I get to do overall. Okay, I just need one more key. Oh, there we go. All right, let's get over there. Kill the rest of them for that little bit of extra experience. You know, I think this character would be really, really useful if the area objective was like defend the totem, because they have so many abilities that just like activate fields that really kind of helps you, you know, manage a crowd. One reason I like answering quiz questions on TV, I have a lot of random info I picked up over the years. Same! Now, whenever I'm at my parents' place and they have Jeopardy on, it's always a fun time just playing along and seeing how many more questions I can get. deal with these sniper mofos. Alright, and this is a kill every last one of them. Well, do base damage. Probably need a little extra base damage. Yeah, let's get the auto-revive, because, you know, no one else gets an auto-revive, so might as well get one freebie. Ooh! See, an item like this, right? No frills, just increase to attack speed, and it doesn't scale down either. You'll always get a 10% increase to attack speed when you get one of those. Boring, but practical. Gotta enjoy those items sometimes, right? Maybe they don't have the most flashy effects, but sometimes having an unconditional benefit is useful. Ooh, gotta pick one of these. Guess we'll do damage from projectiles, since that is my focus at the moment. Just improve primary ability. There we go. Using that AoE field properly. Dear God, that is satisfying. When you can pull off just a multi-kill like that, you're like, oh yeah! I think I picked up all the items here, so... now it's all about just, waiting it out. We'll increase the base damage a bit more. Oh, hey. How did I miss this? Yeah, we'll go with this one. Lightning bounce. Get a bit more crowd control in there. Tends to be the thing you want to go for in roguelites like these. Get as much crowd control in there as you can. I guess now we have to fight the boss. Gonna take him down like a bouse. Oh dear. Ooh, that was a little close. It's a really good thing, this fella here has like an on-hand healing ability. Oh wait, let's stand behind that. As is the case with most folks, if you break line of sight, you can usually make them a lot more manageable. Burb. Hello, Muckpie. Oh, wow. I got an achievement. Pass the planet while maintaining continuous movement? Really? I didn't stop? Huh. always the weird thing about achievements for me, right? If I go out of my way to try to earn it, then I usually end up just like messing it up a lot more often. But if I just don't pay attention to it, right, then I'll find myself inadvertently getting it sooner or later. I guess the lesson is don't try to force it, right? It'll come over time, especially things like those where it's like, yeah, eventually you'll get that run where you happen to be moving the entire time, and then you will get it, and you will be happy. Granted, that doesn't always work, right? There might be some cases where despite trying your best, you might not get it even after so many runs, so that's why people might resort to actually trying to pop it off. Can I dash across gaps? I cannot. Ooh. Go get protocol though. It does feel like you have to be like a certain distance away from an enemy before you can sort of, you know, trigger verticality on it. Okay. Just want to go down this side and make sure I didn't miss anything. Doesn't seem like I will, so let's go back. Activate that totem and play standoff. So I just realized that electro field has a fairly sizable cooldown. Ooh, this one I like. Restores 20% of the player's maximum health. See, it's not all detriments. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get lucky. Such is the nature of the roguelite. Now this one is perhaps a bit more detrimental. It's like those fiery meteors, except they're blue and not red. A reinforced horde! Well, I have lightning bolts for you, or at least a lightning field. Every third attack releases 2 projectiles, size up, radius, let's go with this one. 2 projectiles every third attack, just as in DPS increase. You tell that I tend to work a lot better with projectile-based characters than I do melee-focused characters. Just the ability to kind of stand back and perhaps avoid a lot of what makes those enemies dangerous is always a boon for me. Let us go to Planet 2. The Enshrined Expanse. Yeah, we've got Nomad Stick. And now I feel like I'm playing old school FPS, just backing up while I got the horde of enemies just running at me. Ooh, that's definitely getting melted. Nuts. Okay, we're getting Triumph. Alright. And attack speed up. Weakening Cloud. I do like that this game does, just give you like the exact details of how an item works. So you can have an idea of what you want to pick up. Also tell me how many of an item you have, so it's useful that way too, right? They tell you exactly like how it benefits you and how each additional item in the stack benefits you. And then how many you have, and you can make an informed decision of, okay, do I want to pick this up? Or do I perhaps want to pick something else up? I imagine it's like especially a boon in multiplayer where you need to make split-second decisions. So you can't look up stuff as easily. Can I say that I also dig the music of this game? It's like that sort of determined techno feel to it. Everything about this game has that sort of techno space age look to it, and I dig it. Okay, I think we can move on from here. Let's do so. Next area. Yeah, get HVC. Alright. And, oh, that's Totem. I'll say, if it's sell to Ancients, then I'll usually activate it right away, but if it's a charged Totem, I usually just like to kind of run around the area and pick up all the items before I go and activate it, because Totems make you stay in one place, and you never know. Maybe the thing you find out there might actually help you out on your defense a bit more. Okay, let's go down to that gold thing. Maybe I want to check out the forge. Yeah, we'll get that. I'm not quite sure what splitting does. From the sounds of it, I have to assume that it makes your attack split off into other enemies, but... And that is a health regen. I'm not too keen on that, especially since this character has recovery abilities in their skill set. Alright, let's go play King of the Hill. It would be especially wild if they include a variant of this objective that has the totem move around the map. So you're playing a mobile King of the Hill. On maybe a slightly related note, I do like how King of the Hill modes in multiplayer FPS games these days usually make the hill a bit more mobile, or they don't fix the hill at one spot. So I feel like that way just introduces a sense of an unstable equilibrium where the team that manages to kind of get there first and set up their defense perhaps is a bit more has the more advantage, right? Once you gain that hill, it's hard to lose track of it, and the other team's just flailing around trying to take control of it. And even if they do take control of it, they got a long way to go before they can actually beat the enemy, so... the modes that either make the hill move or, change the hill location every little while, or even just, make it a multi-round mode, where you're going against different maps with different hills. Helps, you know, mixes things up and makes sure that, you know, you can't, one team doesn't just, like, completely steamroll the other. Oh, Siren Quantum. False time! I need recovery. Should be using Pandora more often. That heal radius really comes in handy. Oh, crap. Well, I do have the revive, right? Or wait, did that get automatically used? I thought I would, like, die and then they would respawn me, but I guess it's a thing that just recovers you instantly. Well, that was a pretty decent run, all things considered. Okay, we do have this new character that we just unlocked this time. The Mediator. Cranium Scatter. So... Huh. It's explosive and it throws shrapnel. And curse on the selected enemy. Oh, wow. It's like a mark. 80%. Oh, okay. Any attack done against it will do AoE damage. Oh. 3 seconds of immortality, but it's kind of like a stealth ability of sorts. Allows you to kind of ghost out of trouble. It's not like a dash, but... Harvest Souls, Flying Soul deals 400 damage. Okay. So this is the kind of thing that gets better if you're surrounded. Huh. So I could see the strategy coming from here. Right? You kind of sneak into the crowd, mark the biggest one, and then start smacking them down with all your abilities. Whoa. Certain properties of cursed artifacts become more advantageous for the Mediator. Interesting. Alright. Let's try him out. Probably not gonna do well, but try him out. Oh, I forgot. I forgot they don't have a dash. Ooh, man. Has a really slow attack rate. Oh, and the shrapnel bits home in. Huh. Okay, that's kind of cool. Got hella range, too. Why is this character called a Mediator when they seem to be all about, like, really just designating a scapegoat and kind of smacking everyone down from there? Maybe the name Meteor is actually ironic. Bum bum bum. Already I can see some synergies that would really pop off with this character. Also, you like that eye in the rock that's just following me as I'm sliding around here? In any other game, that would have been creepy as all get out, but here it's just, aha, wow, nice touch. Gives this planet a bit of personality, as it were, yeah. Oh, back in ad mode. Enjoy the ads, or get yourself a drink. Whatever works for you. I think I need skill cooldown. This guy has really long cooldowns for his skills. Oh! On the other hand, Triumph would be extremely potent for this fella. Primary ability is like very much a cluster grenade or like a cluster rocket launcher. What's everyone's favorite rocket launcher in a video game? I personally like the one from Unreal Tournament, especially the incarnation from the very first Unreal Tournament, because it had the absolutely absurd ability to just load up 6 rockets in the one shot. It was like the craziest charged attack I've seen in a video game. Because, you know, one rocket is usually enough to really take out an enemy, even with you know, the UT rocket launcher maybe being a bit less powerful. 6 rockets is just absurd. And then in the original UT, the secondary fire just fired a dumbfire rocket, right? So it was like a combination rocket launcher and grenade launcher. Pretty much had everything you ever wanted in an explosive weapon, all in one package. Might be the reason why in like future Unreal Tournament games they changed the rocket launcher so that it didn't dumbfire rockets anymore, and the secondary fire was the charge attack. Also, it only charged up to 3 rockets, which is enough, right? Most of the time, it's enough. This is the best way to get like a spiral going, like a triple rocket spiral. Usually, looks cool. 6 rocket spiral. I mean, it's still cool, but... Ooh. I'm definitely gonna get that. Alright, let's get some keys. And protocol. I do like the shrapnel ability too, because if you miss, then you can at least like get perhaps a little bit of a consolation hit with the bits homing in on enemies. Alright, so when do the keys like start dropping? Oh. Just as I say that, a key drops. Perfect. There's another one. So I keep on forgetting that Mediator has intangibility as an ability. Oh, that's not a monolith. This is a monolith. Oh, last key. Alright. Let's get out of here. Well, let's kill these enemies and then get out of here. why don't I take more cooldown, actually? This guy could really benefit from cooldown. Alright, to the quorum. I have a quorum to pick with the rest of this run here. Oh. Okay, now we can move on. With that little extra bit of experience will most definitely come in handy. Believe me. Get fractal. Wait, force skill rips out energy blobs. So it basically just makes the thing function even better, like so. Souls and blobs, so you know, if having your soul ripped out wasn't enough, we're gonna take a bit more of your energy too. I think I've read some stories that were like that. Or cooldown. Oh yeah. Pretty sure the enemies that are normally stationary will teleport to kind of get closer to you. Ow. I think that's the first time I got hit by a spike ball. You know, it's gotta be like frightening. Imagine just like walking down the street and you see this ball just start rolling towards you. And like, oh boy, what do I do now? It's just, this is coming towards me. Only recourse is to just like run from it, but of course it's a ball, it'll be able to go fast and keep pace with me. Imagine someone's gotta have made a horror movie like that, right? So let me pick an evolution here. Oh! Weaken enemy. Reduce cursed enemy's health by 1%. Wait, 1? Oh, area damage. Okay, wait, I see how this works. It's a scaling thing. You'll get that one. Basically focus fire on a guy and the AoE becomes even AoE-er. This guy is like a combination soldier assassin, and that's wild to think about. Some more cooldown. I had to imagine that AoE effect really doesn't increase damage on the enemy itself. Just increases the amount of damage I do to everyone around them. Also, I guess these stationary enemies don't kind of respawn closer to you. Good idea to just hunt them down and defeat them as you see them. Two more. One more. Oh, boss time. Oh, this will be fun. Mark the enemy and just like take everyone around them. Like so. Can't believe those projectiles stopped mine. They don't seem too great at single target destruction, though. Or at least maybe I haven't figured out quite how to make them. Oh. That's all, folks. Well, I tried. Okay. Why don't we do one more run? Play as hybrid and, if you don't mind. Or actually, let me check out the arena. Let's check out the arena. We'll do that final run. We'll check out the arena with hybrid. I did reach the end of a run once. Consists of like 14 stages. Anyways, every round in their arena is take them all out. Although, unlike the main game, they don't tell you how many you got remaining. You just kind of gotta survive, man. Just survive out here. You know, they'll start you with the easier enemy sets, but they'll introduce like the later planet's enemies as time goes on, so things will get trickier. I don't know if there's an end to this mode or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Thankfully, like the regular runs, you also get items, right? Items will just appear around the arena and you can kind of run over to them and pick them up. Definitely get damage. Oh yeah, and you reach the end of the round, you get to pick one of two enemies. Or items. Man, I don't like either of these. Well, I guess we can get heat concentrate, because hybrid does have that heat synergy that I enjoy. Need more dudes to show up, or items. Items are nice. Oh, here they come. It's like they were waiting in the ambush for me. It's like, hey, we'll put this thing out here, and then when they come, we'll jump them, take them out, steal all the glory. Skill cooldown. Alright, let's go over here. Lots of close range stuff, and this is not a close range character. I don't think this mode drops forges for you to kind of recover your stuff out, unfortunately. I mean, it still might see some use if enough enemies kind of run up to me. I can at least try to thin them down, or at least soften them up before I actually take them out. Definitely get bayonet, and let's move right along. Round 3. Let's go with cooldown. I think that's going to be my priority. Like get cooldown, or damage, or attack speed. They all increase my DPS to an extent. But the abilities let me do fancy things, which is why I want to focus on that. Heard the Evo sound. Damage! Mild damage. I've always been fond of abilities that increase the amount of damage you deal to like either enemies with high HP or low HP. Right, it feels like you know, on the one hand you get either do an alpha strike or you can really quickly take them out if they're on the ropes. Right, no desperation attacks for them. Off to the next round. Getting attack speed. Oh, there's an item down south. I should probably grab it. Another Evo. Get more cooldown. Starting to reach a point where I pretty much have to activate my skills right when they get off cooldown just so I can keep the numbers manageable. Ooh, that almost went bad. That should be everyone, right? Yep, it is. What do I get to pick from? Second skill, additional charge. Or on kill, 35% chance to create an impulse. Let's go with that. Oh, another one. Okay. Swarm pendant. Next round. see here, we got a new set of enemies to manage with. You remember these from Purgatory, right? Boost up that one. More sources of ignition so I can make my little reflecto chakram that much more potent. Or cooldown for the cooldown throne. You know, now I think about it, I think this week might have been a better week than I give it credit for. I think the primary, well, one of the bigger things I think really helped that was all the late night shows coming back on air. I have to admit, I was like a little curious as to why they would be off the past 2 weeks, and I remembered, oh yeah, the Olympics. They probably all just decided, you know what, we'll just step aside, let the Olympics have their time in the limelight, because you know they're only on once every 2 years actually, because summer and winter. They can go do whatever they want. I think only the Daily Show is actually, you know, still airing, which, hey, it's pretty cool. And boy howdy, they all came back at like the same time, so it was great. I was like down to one show like per night for the past 2 weeks, and then this past week it's like, yes, they're all back, so you got yourself your full allotment of 4 shows, and that has felt pretty nice. Especially Jon Stewart. I didn't even realize he kind of, you know, came down with Corona, but explain why he didn't do his once per week segment the week before. But boy, howdy, did he come back at full force? It was Jon Stewart at his most Jon Stewart, and I was like, yeah, he still got it. He still got it. I do have a self-revive, so I don't know if I need Fractal. Might get this one just for the AoE. And maybe Bayonet. Oh no, they're doing the homing meteors thing. Well, it's fine. As long as I keep moving, this won't be an issue. Some of those got hella range, though. Right, cool down. You have watermelon! Watermelon! Get them while it's still in season, right? Watermelon is good. I seem to only be able to eat them in like small quantities, but yeah, if there's a watermelon, sure, I'll grab a slice, or you know, grab a few cubes, however they happen to be cut, and enjoy it. Do I want some? Maybe I might have to go seek out some watermelon next time I go to a grocery store. Just do it before watermelon rotates out of season. Oh, I need to go pick up items. Okay, pull down and extra explosion radius. Yeah, true, very true indeed. Man, there's a lot of them. Ooh, I gotta level up too. I need to check that out soon. Okay, real quick. Have a cooldown. I think I did it. I think I did it. Third skill gains an additional charge. Or I could do this when I could just like hurl more fireballs and make that bouncy disc even bouncier. That being said, an extra dash would be handy, just a little bit more evasiveness. Ooh, I guess I could get this. Recovers in 5 seconds, minus 0.5 seconds per stack, so. Oh, wonder if that scaling might be more beneficial if they upped it, like maybe 0.8. Well, that's not for me to decide. I thought your title said Risk of Twink. Well, it could be, right? We don't know who's under the suit. Could very much be a twink under the suit. Definitely want to protect them in any case. Yep, get damage. Wishful thinking. You're not wrong. That said, some of these characters do have defined genders if the ability tooltips are any indication. Like the melee fella I was using earlier goes by he, so you know, there's that. What do I go by? He, him. Those are my pronouns. It is good to ask. There's another streamer I watch who actually has a redeem that's pronoun check. I always thought that was pretty cool. Just a cute little femboy. Yep, that me. One day I'm gonna get my live 2D and I'm gonna be cute in 2D and it's gonna be great. But for now, I will rock this V-Roy model. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Yeah, question is, how many pairs of thigh highs do I own? I think I got at least 4. There's a 3-pack I have. They're like regular socks. They come in white, gray, black. You know, whatever color I pick depends on, you know, the kind of outfit I happen to be rocking that day. And I also have a pair of like knit thigh highs. They're fantastic, right? Because especially good for the winter months, because you know it gives you that bit more of a cozy appearance and pairs exceedingly well with, like, say, a sweater dress or a giant hoodie. No, Agile. Yeah. Sit tight. I will hold conversations till get out of it. Okay, now I'll get the revival. And, incendiary projectiles. Yeah, sure. more ways to catch things on fire? Yes, please. Pewing it up. Ooh, item down south. Let me grab that. Base damage, alright. Welcome back from Adland. Hopefully it wasn't too bad for you. Yeah, I was saying, I have a fourth pair that's just like, knit thigh-high socks, and they go exceedingly well in winter. Especially when you wear like a sweater dress to go with it. I personally think it looks great. Siren Prince has appeared. Oh no. Hopefully they won't unleash a purple rain on us. Last thing I heard was knitted socks. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was saying before, it goes really, it's really great for winter. Alright, you get the, perhaps keep a semblance of warmth, and you get to look stylish along with it. Win-win. Uh-oh. Heh, I'm in danger. Skirts or shorts? Personally, I prefer skirts. I mean, it's like the whole reason I go that route, right? gotta rock that skirt. Not to mention, I personally like them better. I don't know, they feel nicer to me, and it's fun to be able to spin around and watch your garment spin around too. Base choice, then again, both are, indeed. Certainly dig a person who can rock a pair of shorts, too. And, you know, thigh-highs, they go well with both of them, you know? Person wearing skirt thigh-highs or shorts and thigh-highs, they both look great. See, I have 2 Evos available. Hear me out, though. Alright. I'm listening. Guess I'll get... Weakening Cloud and... yeah, Nomad Stick. Also, I should probably get some Evos. Okay, attack speed, and I guess damage. Tights and thigh-highs together. Also a great look. It's like a double layer of warmth right there. Right, you get the cuteness of the thigh-highs, but you get to also kind of have that security and peace of mind and, you know, extra modesty. To that end, I can also appreciate just a pair of tights, right? Still lets you show off the legs, but lets you stay a bit more modest too. I can appreciate that. Leg wear, man. I love tights. Yeah. It's great too if you like want to go out, but you don't want to, you know, like go through take the time to shave your legs or something, right? Just grab a pair of like opaque tights, and you get to go out and still look cute. It's nice. True. I know, right? And if you get the ones that are like, you know, especially thick, and then you can wear them in winter, and you can also look cute and still be cozy. Guess we'll get that. We're up to round 9. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Try to balance style and comfort. I know there are some people who want to, you know, skew one way or the other, but it is nice when you can like figure out the compromise between the two, right? Look good, but still feel comfy while doing so. Oh, there's an item down here. Yoink. I really should be popping off my fireballs more. I got so many of those. You strike me as someone who likes balance. I gotta admit, I do like it. I do try to kind of find the compromise between the two, right? Want something that looks stylish enough, but, you know, something that won't make me feel, like, too uneasy while wearing it. I guess that kind of reflects itself in my current outfit as well. Like, if you've seen the art of it, right? It's like the blazer uniform, but it's got the skirt with the thigh highs. I think that's the comfort and style balance right there, right? Bit more modest on the top, but a bit more stylish on the bottom. I always find myself staring at your avatar because he's so damn cute. I think that was like the goal I guess I was kind of going with. That's like the sort of aesthetic that I kind of enjoy, right? Just a sort of cute aesthetic. But, you know, whenever I share like my model design with other folks, they also have that to say, wow. Either they said it's like, whoa, that looks really cute, or that's a beautiful looking model you got there. So I'm like, yes, mission accomplished. Oh, and I guess that would also explain the boots, right? Boots, I feel like, are that combo of you know, practical and stylish, and you can skew it one way or the other, right? You can have some practical looking boots that might not perhaps look the most stylish, but will look very comfy, or you could maybe try for something that looks a bit more stylish and still looks nice. Don't even get me started on boots. I don't know, it's just like a nice footwear to have when you're traveling, because it helps you protect more of your legs. Hey, no, if you're the type of person who perhaps wants to show off a lot of leg, but maybe not too much, maybe boots can help you, you you know, get maybe a sense of comfort and security too. Okay, I seem to be facing off against a lot of princes. Although this time, they seem to be paired up with another fella. They're just hot as AF. I'm keeping it real. Oh, they can be. Yes, absolutely. There are a whole lot of boot types out there, and you know, definitely some of them are just really, you know, pull off that sort of hot look to them. Uh-oh. See, now I got two bosses. My disc can pop off a whole lot more. There we go, one down, one to go. You get me! I remember when there was that trend on Twitter going on where people were like, you know, the VTuber versus the footwear they have, and like I quote retweeted one of them, and I was like, yeah, my boots, I don't know, they're kind of basic, and they actually replied, it's like, nah, they're not basic at all. They're a staple in everyone's wardrobe. You keep slaying. I'm like, ah, yeah. Oh, wow, there is an end. 10 rounds, okay. Well, that makes sense. 10 is always a good number for these sorts of survival types. Yeah, you can choose to go on, or you can choose to activate this, the it's a word, apotheosis, I think. That's the thing that like ends the run. So kind of like Risk of Rain in that regard, where you can choose to go on, or you can choose to wrap things up. Your choice. I love yours, thanks. I'm rather fond of mine too. I like how it's like fairly simple, but still got a bit of a style to it with like the extra strap and the buckle and everything, but definitely skews a bit more towards practicality. But we're just gonna go ahead and activate apotheosis. Okay, that's how you pronounce it, and even tells you ends this run. This is where you want to go to wrap things up, and that's what we will do. We will wrap it up. 25 minutes of combat. So that was a pretty good run there, to be honest. Simple can still be very fashionable, indeed, right? It's not just about the things you're wearing, it's about how you kind of coordinate them all together. And quite frankly, you do need some simple pieces to go with it. I remember reading, there was a manga I read long ago that actually had like some clothing tips in there, and one of the things they said was like, you know, you don't want your entire wardrobe to be all flashy and fancy, because then it like clashes with each other and makes your outfit perhaps look a bit discordant. I think the suggestion they had was to have one piece that had like, you know, something like, say, a fancy pattern on it, and then maybe the rest of your wardrobe be a bit more simple. So like, for example, if you're wearing like a, you know, a fancy pattern shirt, then you want your bottom and, you know, maybe a coat if you have it, and your shoes and everything else to perhaps be a bit less simple, so you can draw attention to your top. And similarly, if you're like saying wearing a skirt that has a fancy pattern on it, then maybe you want like a simpler top and shoes and what have you. It can make it hard to find something to focus on when you end up focusing on, so you end up focusing on nothing. Yeah, right. You're just like, it's an overly busy outfit, and you're not quite sure what to make of it. The simple pieces balance it all out. Exactly, it absolutely does. All right. Well, in any case, I think that has been a fairly good look at Gatekeeper. This game didn't come out too long ago. I would say it came out in spring, so, you know, perhaps not the most fully featured, but there's a good amount of stuff here. And they do have a roadmap out, right? If you go to their store page, you can see every quarter they're like, yes, we're going to add this, and the next quarter we're going to add this. And I read some of their announcements, and it seems like they're going to do like perhaps a bigger overhaul of the game progression. Like I think one of the things they said was that maybe we'll, instead of doing smaller stages, they'll switch to perhaps having bigger areas. So it's one of the nice things about early access, right? It's like you got an opportunity to kind of refine your game and find out what's working and what isn't with the players, and work with them. That's how early access ideally should be. So yeah, I think they're in a pretty good spot so far, and as I say with some of these other early access games, I do want to come back to it. Maybe in a few updates we'll come back to it and see what else they got. But for now, early access is an amazing tool when it's used right. Exactly. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a bunch of stinkers in early access, but there's some good stuff that's come out of it too, right? Maybe not the best, but you can see they've definitely taken the time in early access to refine it to get a better product, and that's all everyone hopes for at the end, right? But yeah, for now, I think I will go ahead and call it here. So yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and chatted and hung around, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Wednesday, and yeah, we're gonna play more Project Cars. We are a bit further in November, so hopefully I'll get those events out of the way, and hopefully there will be enough time to do the Le Mans. Or maybe I'll just skip it. We already did it once, so that should be credit enough, right? Well, I can decide from there and see, right? Some amazing stuff has come from early access, indeed. Including like one of my more recent favorites, 30XX. 2 years in early access, and they took advantage of every single bit of it, and the thing we got at the end is a fully featured, refined, complete game, and they're continuing to update it afterwards too, so bravo to them. One of the better successes I've seen for sure. I need to keep pimping 30XX because, man, I love that game so much. Thank you for stream, yeah, thank you for coming by. Alright, let's look for someone to raid. We'll find someone. Oh. Saw my cursor dance around there. That was pretty funny. Alright. Wow. See, someone's playing Dungeonborn. You know, my brother was playing that a couple weeks ago. Seemed to enjoy it. It's like dark and darker, but perhaps a bit different. He said the abilities were like a lot more fun to use in that game. I don't know, extraction games perhaps are not quite my kind of thing. Especially when they're the kind of thing where, you know, you're not guaranteed to hold on to the gear you get. Right, if you go down, then, well, that's your gear gone, so you kind of really can't build an attachment with it, because you never know if you'll be able to hold on to it for long. Like, I want to be given the option to like have some way to hold on to something, or at least give me the choice to salvage it otherwise. Wow. See, someone else is playing Blaze Blue. It's been a while since I've seen someone play that. It's playing. Oh, wow. Someone's playing Paper Mario. Oh, 1000-Year Door, of course. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Hmm. I think they're. I don't think I've rated them before. Why don't we go say hi to them? Also, they're playing a game that I dig and rules, so be a pretty smooth transition, I think. Well, before I go to them, let's see what the raid suggester pulls up for me. Quite a few Warframe streams. That game's been going on for a while, hasn't it? Okay. I believe I have made up my mind to stick with my original decision. And here we go. Alright. The Coffee Magistrate is playing Hades 2. It's Hades 2. You know, early access being developed still rules. So why don't we go to them? It's another isometric roguelite. So a good transition. Raid message. I don't know. Well, since it's the game name. Hopefully, oh no, they might take it the wrong way. Well, what about? Okay, I'm gonna. Oh wait, oops. Well, anyways, see ya.